Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Now in this video we'll be learning the last string of your guitar, and we'll finally know all the notes on your guitar, where they are on the neck. So let's get started. In the previous videos I covered the E string, the B string, the G string, the D string. Now we're moving on to the A string. Now with the A string, the patterns are actually pretty similar to the D string. You're going to start off basically in the same grouping of frets on some of the notes here. So you're going to go ahead and hit, there's your A. Okay, now from A to B, that's 2 frets right there. So you're going to start on the 2nd fret, just like you did with the D string, and then remember, B to C is a half step, so you're going to get that C here. So you got B and C, just like you had E and F on your D string there. So you got A, B, C, and you're going to hit your D here, which is the same thing as hitting the next string open. If you've been watching all my videos, you notice that I use this particular technique to tune my guitar. So, and let's go over these again one more time. You got D, A. Got A here on your A string. 2nd fret, B. 3rd fret, C. 5th fret, D. You're going to jump down here to your 7th fret to get your E. So that's a whole step up. So 2 frets. Now remember, your next note is going to be an F. So you only go 1 fret. So that would be on the 8th fret right there. And G, that's going to be on your 10th. Right there. And then finally you get to your 12th for that next A, because it's a whole step. So again, pattern's going to repeat itself. So if you think of this 12 as your open, it's going to be doing the same patterns right there. You got your E, F, G. Next note is going to be your A, so you're going to go ahead and touch your 19th here. It sounds kind of funky on the acoustic, but if you're playing an electric, it'll sound exactly like it should. With the acoustic, I really doubt that you'll ever be using these notes way up here. You know, usually you don't use those. So on the acoustic, you're going to be sticking, you know, to playing notes down here on your 12th fret. Maybe a couple here on your E and your B and your G string, maybe your D, but you're not going to be going all over the place, especially in most songs that are out there for acoustics. You know, they don't go too crazy, flying all over the fretboard like they would on an electric. Alright, so there's all your notes, okay, on your A string. Again, let's do just a quick review. You got your A, B on the 2nd, C on the 3rd, D on the 5th, E on the 7th, F on the 8th, G on the 10th, and A on the 12th. And again, you're going to do E on the 14th, F on the 15th, G on the 17th, and A on the 19th. So there you have it. There's all the notes on the guitar on all the strings. Okay. Now, if you weren't paying attention in the first video, I explained that these 2 strings are both your E strings. Therefore, you're going to have all the notes in the same places as you did on your first string here. But I'm gonna go through them anyways. Okay, right now. So there's your open E, F, G, just like. Then you got your A on your 5th fret, B, C. And you got your D right here, E, yeah. And then it's gonna start all over. There you have it. All the natural notes across the guitar on every single string. Okay? I know that's a lot to tackle right now. Trust me, once you figure it out, you're gonna be so ahead of everyone. I mean, it's gonna be unbelievable. That's exactly how I learned. That's how I'm able to go. Yeah, and you'll actually know what the hell you're playing instead of just noodling around. And after a while, and this is basically how solos are done. You're just running up those notes. Alright. So, again, go ahead, review the video as much as possible. You know, really get down those notes and those patterns on every string. You know, take it slow. You know, try not to learn too many strings at one time. You know, and just go ahead and basically learn. You know, learn one string a day. You know, if you can do that, you know, just sit there and you know, or learn one string, you know, and work on it for 2 days, and then move on to the next string. And in time, like, all these patterns will start sinking in, and you'll start figuring it out without even really looking at the video, because you'll know that E to F here is half step. So you're gonna go ahead and find, you know, all those E's and F's. Go ahead and find your G's here. So, you know, you figure it out. It's all patterns. You know, it doesn't really change a whole lot. You know, it's not really that confusing. You know, it's just knowing that, you know, everything's in a certain spot on the guitar, and you know, in time you'll get it. And you basically know the freaking guitar, like up and down, freaking sideways. You'll know it better than most people learning this way. So again, I'm always open for questions. You know, just shoot me an email. You know, whatever you need. You know, I'm happy to answer anything. Go ahead, watch the videos as many times as possible. So, but anyways, that concludes all the notes on your guitar here. So, I'll see you in the next lesson.